सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
As yesterday we heard from the great teacher Ashtavakra that the most important thing that is needed on this path is to have Śraddhā. And Śraddhā is not a very simple word. It has no real direct translation in English language. But it is kind of a combination of faith, sincerity, commitment, and conviction. It's multiple things put together. So it's very difficult to find another word for Śraddhā in any other language as far as I know. But this word Śraddhā, as Adi Shankaracharya defines, Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharanam Sa Śraddhā Katitha Sadbhihi Yaya Vastu Palabhyate. Śraddhā is known or defined as complete conviction in the words of the Shastras, the scriptures, and the Guru. And it is necessary. Why? Because only when you have Śraddhā can you attain the wisdom. Vastu upalabhyate. Vastu in Shankaracharya's words is that ultimate tattva, that ultimate principle of divinity. You get it only if you have Śraddhā. If you don't even believe, then where is the question of even attaining it? Bhagavan used to tell a story that a child was there who had to cross a jungle to go to the school. But on this side, the mother, who was the single mother, was unable to accompany the child all the way to the school. So she said, just believe that Krishna, who is your brother, who is always with you, he will pick you up and drop you at the school and pick you up again from the school and drop you back at home while she went to do her daily labor in the fields. This child, in all his innocence, took the mother's word for truth, complete Śraddhā. He did not think much. He thought, my mother will never tell a lie. So he just believed that Krishna will come and take him to the school and bring him back. And so happened that when he was going to the school and he had to cross the forest, Krishna did appear, and like a small boy of the same age. And both of them playfully, joyfully went to the school, and Krishna would again come and pick him up after the school hours and take him across the forest and bring him back home. And this went on for every day. It so happened that not in our school, but in other schools, teachers keep asking students to get something or the other. So they tell, what have you got for me from your house? What have gifts you have got? So this one teacher was there who would keep asking things from the students. And then this boy's turn comes, what have you got for me? He said, I have nothing, we are very poor, we don't have anything. Then he said, you get me something tomorrow, otherwise I won't let you come to school. So this boy was in a great dilemma. He didn't want to ask his mother in trouble. And so he went, and on the way he met Krishna and told him that, please help me. The teacher wants something. And Krishna gave him a very special rare fruit that never grew in this side of the country. It was from up north where Krishna lived. So it so happened that the next day when he gave the fruit to the teacher said, where did you steal it from? Whose fruit is this? How did you get it? It is not available here. He said, Krishna gave me the fruit. Out of fear, he just told the truth that Krishna gave me the fruit. He said, how is it possible? He said, no, you must have stolen from somebody's garden. You must have taken from somebody. He said, no. And then he said, show me where Krishna is. So he took him, and in the forest, as he was about to start crossing the forest, Krishna appeared as usual. And he told, see, here is Krishna. He said, where is Krishna? I can't see Krishna. There is no Krishna, simply you are lying to me. Then he told Krishna, oh Krishna, this teacher is not believing, he thinks I am a thief. Please show yourself to him so that he would know that you are real and you are with me. And Krishna says, how can I show myself to somebody who does not even believe that I exist? Only the one who believes that I exist for them. The idea is, if you have faith that God exists, then you will experience Him. Like the Kathopanishad says, Asti iti upalabdhavyasya tattva bhavo prasidati. That ultimate divine principle becomes happy with somebody who says it exists. Asti iti. It does exist. Even though you cannot touch, taste, smell, hear, or measure or weigh it, it does exist. The one who believes that, such a person is capable of experiencing the self. That is the idea. As I said, Śraddhā is very important. Without Śraddhā, you cannot attain divinity. In the scriptures or in the teacher's words, if you don't have Śraddhā, you will not attain anything on this path. That is why Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, says Bhagavad Gita. Only the one who has Śraddhā can attain wisdom. And that Śraddhā is all kinds. If you have Śraddhā in anything, you will learn it. You want to be a musician, you have great Śraddhā. You follow the instructions of the Guru and learn it. So in every aspect of life, Śraddhā is very important. And without Śraddhā, you don't attain any wisdom, is the declaration of Bhagavad Gita. So also Ashtavakra says very clearly last time, that believe that you are the self. If you believe that you are anything else, then you will go through the motions of it. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Whatever you think, that is what you are. Bhagavan used to say, dust you think, dust you are. God you think, God you are. As you think, so you become. This was his words. And he would say that you believe that you are God and you will experience that feeling. You believe that you are a nobody and you are a useless fellow, you are good for nothing, then you will become that. That positivity should be there, and that comes from these Shastras. And imagine, is only in Sanatana Dharma you hear these lofty words where they say you are equal to God. All the Mahavakyas from Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, these great Mahavakyas from all the Vedas, they clearly declare that you are the divine, you are none other than divine. Nowhere else. Jiva Brahma Aikyam Vakyam iti Mahavakyam. The one which makes us know that you are God. Jiva and Brahma are same, that is Mahavakya. So this idea of Jiva only being Brahma or you only being God or divine, it is the ultimate principle. It so happened that a foreigner, a Western devotee had come to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan told him that you are God. I am also God, you are also God. The difference is I know I am God, you don't know that you are God. So one day he had come to lecture us when we were students, and he was saying when he went back to his country, America, and he talked to his friends and said, you know what? You are God. You know what? I am God. I am God, he told. All of them thought he has lost it. He went to India to meet some crazy, some spiritual guru or master, and he has lost it, and now he's going around telling everybody, I am God. So they started, no, and they shook their head in disbelief and they were leaving. He said, not only I am God, you are also God. They left him immediately. They said, this fellow is gone, total nuts. Because he thinks he is God, he thinks I am also God. But our scriptures say it. But if you tell it to the one who has no Śraddhā, they won't understand anything of it. The one who has Śraddhā will immediately get it. That is why Sattva Buddhi should be there. In earlier shlokas he had told, Tatha Tathopadeshena Kritartha Sattva Buddhiman. Whatever is told to a person with Sattva Buddhi, purity of mind, he gets it like this. Ajivamapi jignasu parastatra vimuhyate. The one who has only idle curiosity, is no interest in learning, simply for bothering the teacher or simply for passing time they come to the school, such people don't learn. So this is the idea. Teacher is not at fault, the books are not at fault. Teaching is also not at fault, because in the same class some are learning, some are not learning. So what is the fault? Fault lies with the student, his buddhi and his Śraddhā. Sattva buddhi and Śraddhā are the basic requirements on the spiritual path. We'll go now to the next shlokas. I think we did the 11th shloka yesterday, which was again the similar idea of earlier shlokas, that you are the great ocean and the world is just waves that emerges and merges back in you. You are neither increased by a new wave which forms on you, or you don't decrease when a wave diminishes or dies. So think of yourself as the inexhaustible, indestructible, eternal, forever ocean. And all the thoughts, emotions and the experiences of the world are simply like waves which come and go. By coming of a wave, the ocean doesn't become richer. By going of the wave, the ocean does not become poorer. Likewise, in life also so many things happen, good and bad, but none of this make any difference to your true self, which is unaffected by all this. That idea you have to hold on to. Next time you are undergoing a challenging time or a loss or a difficult time, you have to remind yourself that these are all at the surface level. These waves are at the surface level, some disturbance, but deep under, the ocean is very calm and quiet. Likewise, yourself is always calm and quiet. At the mind level, emotions, thoughts will come and go, which is the nature of the world. Jagat is that, which comes and goes. So all these differences, all that we see as other than us is an illusion. Wave is also water, ocean is also water, the froth is also water, bubbles are also water. Everything is water only. So you have to establish yourself in that idea that I am that water, which is becoming waves and bubbles and froth in the ocean. I am the ultimate substance of consciousness on which the mind and the body and emotions and all these things are happening. That you have to hold on. That is the Śraddhā that it is asking you to hold on to. Then the 12th shloka says, Tat chinmatra ruposi nate bhinnam idam jagat atah kasya katham kutra heyo padeya kalpana. This also we read yesterday, which said, what is there? Heyo padeya means I have to attain this, I have to reject that. This kalpana happens only to those who believe they are different from all the things that exist around them. Gold can become a bangle, a ring, or a chain, or a bracelet, or an armlet. Doesn't matter. All this is gold only. Gold does not have a problem. The women who are wearing it may have a problem. I want a better design. I want the latest fashion. I do not want this way. I do not want that way. That is the problem of the people who are wearing it. But gold melts into any shape and size and as the jeweler makes it. So like that, heya upadeya, this is what the world is all about. You either want things or you don't want things. You are attracted to something or you are repelled by other things. Sukha prapti and dukha nivritti. The whole life is all about that, running between the two. In our stock market, they say it is between the greed and fear, the bull and the bear. That is all the life is about. You run towards things that you love because of greed and run away from things that you are afraid of or you don't want because of fear. So whole life is swinging between greed and fear. And that is what you see in every little thing. If you carefully analyze, this is what happens. But he says when both are you, then where is the question of rejecting one and accepting the other? Because everything is you. This whole world is you. You are the ocean on which waves are coming and going. So where is the question of you not wanting something or wanting something? Everything is okay with the Jnani. Shirdi Baba was there. He will go around begging for food. After begging, he will bring all the food and he will collect it all in the same vessel, mix it all. So all kinds of flavors, sweet, salty, spicy, tangy. He'll put all that and mix it and make it into balls and eat it like that. And he will give others also who are around. As long as he eats, okay. Imagine the plight of others who are around. But he would expect them also to eat and not cry about why this is like this, why that is like that. Similarly, here some Buddhist monks had come from Sri Lanka, you remember? Guru Tero and others from the Jetavarama monastery. What did they do? They also would beg, mean not like on the street because here there was a function, but whatever food is served to them, they'll mix it all in their bowl. They have only one bowl. It doesn't have compartment like your plates. Everything is one bowl. Whatever goes inside that, finally they'll mix it all, make it into balls and eat it. What is the idea? I like this, I don't like this. That concept should not exist in the mind. And where does it begin? Very basic instinct of hunger and food. I like it, so I will eat it. I don't like it, so I won't eat. How much drama happens in homes we don't we know? So much drama. Husband says, I want to eat this. Mother-in-law says, I want to eat that. Children say, I want to eat this. Uncle says something else. You want to eat something else. It's difficult to cater to everybody's taste buds. So we come to some common conclusion that this today is this, tomorrow will be that, and so on. Some people eat it happily, some people eat it grudgingly. That is their problem. The idea is that same sun which is very pleasant in winters is very harsh in the summers. That is not sun's problem. Seasons change, accordingly our experiences change. Same people whom we love so much, tomorrow we don't like them anymore, we can't even stand them. How did it all happen? Because this heyo padeya kalpana in our imagination that this is good and that is not good, this is better, that is lesser. We go on doing this whole life, rejecting and accepting things. But what is the way of the Jnani? He sees the self in everything. Does it mean Jnani does not have taste buds? He does not have tongues? He does not have sense of taste? No, he has. But he has overcome those things. He doesn't eat because he has to please his tongue. He eats because it has to be eaten for the sake of preserving the body, not for the sake of pleasing his senses. So that is the idea of the Jnani. He has gone beyond these ideas of pleasing his senses. So can we do that? Is it possible for everybody? Yes, because a lot of people have done that in their lives. You might be thinking what a miserable life that must be. Maybe it is your imagination. Their life might be happy, they might be easy for them. The other day also some people were saying when people come, in most of these CEOs and top guys, all these Facebook, Zuckerberg to Google to Apple, Steve Jobs, all those people were always wearing the same type of dress, one blue jeans, one black t-shirt, that's it. They are billionaires or whatever money they have, but they never, unless it was a formal function on a daily basis, they just wore very simple clothes. And that man who came here, who had come for the award, he observed, saying that his question was, why are you making all the children wear the same type of clothes? They wear whites here, they wear the same type of saris over there. Why don't you let them do what they want? Why don't you let their hair, women have to tie their hair. Why can't they have different styles? Why boys cannot have beard, mustache and all kind of styles? I told them I can give them all these opportunity, but you know how much time they will spend every day on these matters? They are brahmacharis, they are supposed to be vidyarthis. They have to come here for education, not for looks and decorations. Now if I give them choices, everybody will spend, I don't know, maybe an hour minimum every day in finding out which sari to wear, what to groom, what hairstyle is better today, where to cut my hair, where to avoid. This itself will take away 1.5 hours of your time, and whole day you will be going to the mirror to see if everything is okay or something has changed. That will go on and on. That is why old time Guru Kalam shave the head, no hair, no problem. Na rahega baas, na bajegi basuri. Simple. What is the clothes they would wear? One dhoti they'll give you, no shirt, nothing. Wear that. Everybody gets the same thing. And what else they'll do? They'll eat the same food. There is no special this, that. Everybody eats the same food, lives the same way. Rama also went to Gurukulam. Krishna also went to Gurukulam. They all lived the same life. Why? Because your attention should be on knowledge, not on other things. That is the idea. Now, some people say, no, this is like you are violating the right to things. I told no. As a student life, these are the rights they have. These are the responsibilities they have. Even if you are on the road and you are driving on the wrong side, you say, no, I am a citizen of free India. I'll do as I please. No, there are rules. You have to drive on the left here and right. You should not go into the right lane. It is a rule. Rules are not infringement or violation of people's freedom. Rules are to help us live a better life, free life. Likewise, certain things. So these jnanis are like that. They keep it to the minimum. Keep it to the minimum so that they don't spend their time and energy on these matters which are not of spiritual relevance. They keep it very simple and straight. That is the idea of no need of wanting something, no need of not wanting something. That disappears because everything you see as yourself, everything is okay. Everything is okay. 13th shloka, it says, Ekasmin avyaye shante chidakashe amale tvayi kuto janma kuto karma kuto ahankara evacha. It's the simple same idea. So I will go faster because we have heard all this. He says, Ekasmin avyaye shante. You are only one. Who are you? Avyayaha, immutable, indestructible, the one which does not diminish. You are the same. Then Shante, you are absolutely peaceful. Then Chidakashe, Chid Akashaha, like the space or the sky. It is free from all, mala means all impurities. When smoke rises in the sky, it does not dirty the space. Or if it rains, it does not wet the space. Akasha means space, not the sky. Or when it is sun shining, you may feel the heat, but the space has not got heated or cold, become cold. It is unaffected by all that happens. That is why it's called Amala Akasha. Amala means no impurities, Akasha means that space. But what space is this? Chit. Chit Akasha. Remember Ghata Akasha or Bhuta Akasha, Chitta Akasha, Chida Akasha we say, right? So Bhutakasha is the body, Chittakasha is the mind, and Chidakasha is. So this Akasha which is saying Chidakasha, he is saying. That Akasha, where you are permanent, you are like the pure space which is unaffected by all that happens in it. If you build a temple, the space does not become sacred. If you build a cemetery, the space does not become unsacred. Space is space. Tomorrow if you break the temple and build a cemetery, it's okay. Tomorrow you remove the cemetery and build a temple, that is also okay. Space does not get affected. Likewise, the self does not get affected by all that which happens on the outside. Amale tvayi, you are free from impurities. But you will say, I have done so many horrible things, I only know it. How can I be pure? It all happened in your lower space, in the space of the mind. It did not happen in the space of the self. Self was always free. At the mind level, yes, you were sometimes bad, sometimes good, sometimes you're happy, sometimes sad, sometimes nice, sometimes mean. All that is in your mind. But you are not the mind. You distance yourself from that and say, I am the self, I am the space. If only we knew this early. We did not know, so we did all kinds of things. And now we regret all those decisions which went wrong or which we did it emotionally under the influence of some emotions. All those decisions went wrong and caused so much of confusion in our lives. And today we regret. As they say, the worst thing that happens to a dying man is the regrets that he has of all that he has done. So he says, what is our Upanishads say, Kim sadhuna karvam, kim aham papam akarvam miti. This is the regret. But who does not have the regret? The one who knows the self will never meet with regrets. Why did I not do the right things when there was time to do it? Why did I do the wrong things? These regrets actually kill the person even before he dies. These are avoided by who? The one who knows the self. Because even if something happens in the mind, it is inspired by the self. Therefore, the decision is not wrong or decision is not full of impurities. It is pure only. When a judge passes a judgment on a thief or a criminal, he is doing as a part of his job, not out of his personal hatred for the person. In fact, the judge should not even remember the name and face of the criminal thereafter, because he has not got involved. He only did his job. So is the judge a sinner? Can't be, because judge does his job. And he knows very well, the person inside me is different from the judge outside me. The judge must do all these things. Once the court closes, he must close the case and go home and become the father or husband or whoever he is at home. Does not carry the burden of the decision in his head all the way to the home. He is free. Likewise, if he starts taking ownership of every decision and does it out of hatred for the criminal or out of love for somebody, then he won't be a judge. That's why, in law you see in India, the statue of justice, her eyes are tied or, she is blindfolded so that she does not see and decide. She decides impartially. So judge, if it gets emotionally involved, he might become partial to somebody. He likes the face of somebody, says, okay, I will forgive you. Doesn't like, I won't forgive you. Doesn't work like that. Likewise, the self seems to act through the mind. The mind goes through the emotions of all the acting and experiencing and emoting. But the self remains unaffected by that. That is why all that which happens in the mind does not affect the self. This idea we have to hold on to. Because otherwise we'll be swinging between our regrets. Why did I do these horrible things I did? I do not want to live anymore. I do not want to forgive myself. I do not want to forgive others. You go on cursing yourself and everybody around and live in regrets. When people come and tell me now, oh, I did terrible things, Swami, that those memories are bothering me and they are gnawing at my heart and I feel horrible about it. I just tell them, just drop it. Drop it, that's over. Can you do anything about it now? Nothing you can do, it's over. Now what can you do about it? So stop thinking about it. Just drop it. But I cannot, I feel that. That is your problem. You just drop it from your mind and establish yourself in the self. Once you establish, you get a lot of positivity and confidence. And the next actions will be inspired from the self, so you don't make the same mistakes anymore. I keep telling, in life there are no mistakes, there are only lessons. If you learn from them, it is a positive thing that you learnt a lesson. There is not a mistake. But if you don't learn, then you go on making mistake, then you meet with regrets. So here he says, you are ever pure, you are ever peaceful, you are ever unchanging. Now anytime our mood changes, mood swings, or we become restless, or we feel that we are impure, it means at that point of time we are not established in the truth of the self. We are only dwelling in our mind. Lower space, and that is why we are getting affected by all these things. Mind has gunas. Yesterday we learnt rajas, sattva, tamas gunas are there, and at some point in time one or the other dominates. Based on that we act. So what can we do about it? We are dolls in the hands of these gunas. We are like puppets in their hands. Those instincts, those deep embedded impressions of many lifetimes cannot help. We cannot help because they just make us dance according to their tunes. What is the way? Become the witness of your own dance. Become the self. Let the gunas do their job. That is what jnanis do. Don't jnanis have anger? Don't they get upset? Don't they feel terrible about certain things? Don't they feel emotional? Don't they feel happy or excited? They also feel all these things. Because as long as you are bound by the body, yesterday we said that body is guna sannavishtaha, it says, is bound by the gunas. So mind will react to gunas. Good things will happen. Even a jnani will feel happy. Where? In the mind. If something goes wrong, jnani also will feel sad. But where? In the mind. But the moment he distances and remains as the self, he only witnesses the happiness and sorrows as two scenes in the drama. And remains unaffected by that. Like you are watching a movie in which you are only the actor. It can happen, right? If you're watching your own self in a TV screen, you are only the actor, but you are only the audience. This is the way jnanis live. They also go through the emotions, but only at the mind level, the base level. The moment these emotions try to penetrate and disturb their inner peace, they reject them. They do not let them, because they immediately know we are the self. That is why it's so powerful to live like a jnani, because while everything will happen around you, you remain unaffected. You cannot wish that nothing should happen around you. Everything should be peaceful. I should go off to Himalayas, hide in a cave, so that I don't have to deal with this world, I don't have to deal with the emotions. You never know. Shaubari Muni, you remember, he went underwater to meditate, saw two fishes mating, and developed desire to have a family. Anything can happen anywhere, because mind is not bound by time and space and situations. Physically, body you can distance from distractions. Take it away from all the distractions. But where will you take the mind? Mind can go anywhere. In a moment, it reaches wherever it wants. So what do you do with the mind? Reject. Reject in the sense, do not identify yourself with that. Still horrible thoughts will come. Lot of children write to me, please forgive me for the mistakes I have made. I feel guilty. Please. I said, leave it now. You have done it, it's done and it's over. What can you do about it now? Nothing you can do about it. Leave it there. Now don't focus on that. Don't keep thinking about that. Don't keep living in the past. Move on. Today what you can do, do that today. Then the other problem is we start worrying about the future. What will happen tomorrow? That also is unnecessary. I say that is also in the mind only. Live now, here, in the now. That is the most powerful way of living. If you can put all your focus in today, now and here, and live every moment to the fullest, you are a jnani. You are not dragged into the past and the future, you are the jnani. So avyaya means you don't change, you remain steady. Shanta means you are peaceful. And amalaha, you are pure. But on the face or surface of it, none of these are applying to most of us. We are either moods are changing, our emotions are changing, so we are vyaya, not avyaya. Shanta is forget, nobody is Shanta. Even if body they are sitting quietly, mind is running around doing something. Chidakashe amale. We are hardly feeling that we are so pure that we have never committed a sin, never made a mistake, we are always free from all sins. No, we don't feel like that, because we are still identifying ourselves with the body and the mind. So he says, if you identify yourself with the self, then kuto janma, because self never was born and never dies. It is a continuity. Bodies come and go, minds come and go, but self remains. So like that he says, where is the janma for you then? If janma only is not there for the self, where is the karma? Because only if you take janma, there is a karma. Body takes janma, so body has karma. And then it does all kinds of karmas, then it is reborn to fulfill those karmas or the consequences of the karma. So karma chakra is there, janma mrityu chakra is there, it gets stuck in that. So where is the janma for you, where is the karma for you, and kuto ahankara? And where is the sense of identification with this body and mind which causes the karma and janma? Janma, karma are the two principles of Sanatana Dharma, rebirth and law of action-reaction. These are the basic two fundamental principles of Sanatana Dharma, which tells that why we are born again and again is because we have done some deeds again and again, which causes us to experience these good and bad, and we are born again to experience them if we have not exhausted them in the same lifetime. So he says, janma karma happens only because of ahankara, that I am the body and mind. If you don't identify your body and mind, it is like somebody doing something. It's like your neighbor doing something. Why should you be punished or rewarded for that? That is your neighbor's reward or punishment. Like that, you see yourself as other than yourself, in the sense you established as that idea of I am. And once you are in that idea of I am, everything else which is I am good, bad, ugly, rich, poor, happy, sad, does not apply to you anymore. That is how jnanis live. Is it easy to live? Not at all, not at all. I will tell you before itself. If you think it is something that you will get it like this, like a laddu in your hand, it's not going to happen. For even jnanis, Vishwamitras are there. You have heard about all those stories. Despite thousands of years of tapas, one small slip and that's it. All the way down. Then Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pot of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. That is our situation. We are able to go up the hill to fetch water, but there and here we slip. Then we come tumbling down all the way. And again restart the process of climbing the hill once again. This is the Janma Marana Chakra. New birth is given, new white, new sheet is been given, start afresh, God says. But we'll start again with the same entanglement of mind and senses. And then we will slip from the hill and fall. There's a beautiful song. It says, Maili chadar od ke kaise, dwar tumhare aun. You have given me a nice white sheet, but I have dirtied it in the world. Now I do not know how to show my face to you because you gave me such a beautiful life. I feel shy now to even come to you because I have dirtied that sheet that you had given me, which was white and clean. This is Jiva Bhava. He says, Tune mujhko jag mein bheja nirmal dekar kaya. You sent me into this world with a pure body. What a child has, what sin does a child commit? Even if he spits on your face, the food doesn't like, still it is not a sin because it doesn't identify with it. तुमने मुझे जग में भेजा निर्मल देकर खाया, आकर इस संसार में मैंने उसको दाग लगाया. After coming to the world, I have dirtied it, stained it. Now, with what face should I come back to you? हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे, कैसे दाग छुड़ाऊं? How do I get rid of these stains now? How do I get rid of, because these are deep stains. They won't go away by one washing or two washing. It won't go away. Now I have done it. I have ruined it. Now what do I do? What choice do I have? But then where do I go if I don't come to you? Who else can remedy this situation? So you have to go to God. Your guilt should not stop you from going to God. I am a sinner. God will punish me. God will judge me. If the God always is no other job, just punishing, judging and counting your mistakes. God is much bigger than that, much better than that. We should not, even if we've made a mistake, we have to go back to God only. There is no other way. Now don't run away from God because you have made a mistake. Rather run to God faster. That I have made a mistake and I don't want to make another one, so please quickly redeem me from this. Running away is not the solution. Go back to God. That is the idea. But till we are entangled in mind and body and we think that is what we are, then Janma, Maran and all these karma, this all will accrue to us. But the moment, as you said, you identify yourself with the self, immediately all these are destroyed. Vijyante hridayagantischa chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare, says Mundakopanishad. All the doubts are dispelled of the person who has realized the self. Am I the body or am I not the body? Those questions don't arise. I am never the body. Am I these emotions or not the emotions? Question does not arise. I was never the emotions. Am I having a birth and death? Never that question arises. His all doubts get dispelled. And his karmas are also destroyed. Now you say, that's a great thing. How do I attain that? Which karmas are destroyed? The karmas that you have done in the past, they will stop having effects on you. Why? Because you are not identifying yourself with that. Those who are going to happen in the future, the agami karmas will all be pure because they are inspired by the self. You don't even feel the doership. And the prarabdhas which are going on, which have already been set in motion, which you have to go through. You cannot stop. It's like a word which has left your lips. It's like an arrow that has already been shot. What can you do about it? It's already gone. It is going to hit the target. Can you wish that it goes another way? No. So we'll go through it. The jnani has no problem. He says, fine, what will happen? My body will suffer? Okay, let it. My mind will be in trouble? No problem. Let it be. Let me be done with it. The other day also some people had come. I told them, see, you should finish your karma now. You are going through a lot of difficult time and you are expecting me to solve all this, but I don't want to do it. Why? Because if I do this, I am just postponing it to another day. You should go through it now while I am around you. You still have the mental strength to go through it. Another lifetime, who knows, you will get another guru or another environment like this. You may not. Then it will be even more difficult for you to get over because you are still not detached from the body. Suppose you are detached from the Deha Bhava, today only you are free. That's why Nisargadatta Maharaj got cancer. He did not bother. He said, I am the cancer. How can I get cancer? I am everything, including the cancer. So I have no problem. Let the cancer live in me, no problem. Ramana Maharshi puts the insects back in his wound, saying, eat my child. He doesn't feel the difference. These are the people who have lived that life which this scriptures is talking about. The next sloka is the 14th one, which says, Yatvam pashyasi tatraikas tvameva pratibhasase kim prithak bhasate swarnat katakangada nupuram. It says, whatever you see here around, all that is you only who is shining in everything. It is you only which is shining or which is being seen as everything else. There is no two, no different. Like, how can gold be different from the jewels that it is made into? Everything is gold. If you go to the jeweler's shop and ask for a bangle, he'll give you a gold bangle, or a chain, he'll give a gold chain. But when you want to sell it, he does not think he's buying bangle or chain. He looks at the weight of the gold, its purity, and accordingly gives you the price. You can't go and say, I am giving you bangle, give me a better price for bangle and lesser price for necklace. He says, no, that doesn't matter to me. You just give that and he will immediately melt it and see what is the total weight of the gold, and he will give you the gold's price. He doesn't care it is a bangle or you might think my mother's necklace, my father's this, that is your emotional problems. Once I had gone to a jeweler shop with some old gold, and that was very dear. Dear means it was something that was there. And I told, see, this has got these gems and all that. You know, the heartlessness of the jeweler, that jewelry was so dear to, let us say, the owner, that they remember, oh, this design, you know, this floral pattern, this is from 1960, that is from my grandma. This. Give it to the jeweler for selling. Heartlessly, he'll break that whole thing into pieces, remove the stones, weigh the gold in 10 minutes. 100 years of legacy destroyed in 10 minutes by that jeweler, heartlessly. Have you seen that? Ladies would know that. If you don't know that, just take one jewelry which you are very, very fond of and go to the jeweler and tell him that I want to immediately get a price for it. He'll take that, he'll remove all those unnecessary things from it, cut it into pieces, destroy it thoroughly, and in front of your eyes, he'll melt it also. And all this is gone. Mother's, grandmother's heirloom and legacy, all gone into the winds. Why? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't see that as your mother's necklace or your father's bracelet, doesn't care. He just sees the gold value in it and accordingly gives the price. Like that, a jnani does not see who you are. Oh, you are beautiful, you are smart, you are handsome, you are ugly. He just sees the self as the principle. And accordingly, he values you. He doesn't value you by the outside. Oh, he's a very rich man, oh, we should be nice to him. He's a big politician, we should be kind. He's a learned man, we should be. Yes, on the surface, he will respect you because yadayat kartumayati, whatever needs to be done, he needs to do. But inside, he is very clear. He is only giving value to your presence as the self, which he does not see as different from himself. It's like two waves talking to each other. Oh, when did you arrive? Just a minute back. I arrived a minute before you. I'm older by 1 minute. You better respect me. Call me Anna, Akka and all that. In another minute, both of them had disappeared, isn't it, into the ocean? Where is the question? What respect, what this thing? That is why Adi Shankaracharya, very clear. I am none of these nonsense. I am none of these stupidity, that idiosyncrasies of the world. I am none of this. Our Nirvana Shatkam. Straight away ignores, rejects all the ideas of these superimpositions. He is bold. He says it. He calls a spade a spade. That is the kind of jnanis these are. They will respect you on the surface. Why? Because you are in the loka vyavahara is required. But beyond that, they don't give you undue importance. They only see the value of the self. And he says, whatever you see is yourself only. The sinner is also you, the saint is also you. When Bhagavan used to say, when you man, you serve God. How do you do that? Because man is God is what his whole idea is. So you see the self also used to say, Parulu Parulu Karu. Others are not really others. They are you only in other forms. So if you know you are serving yourself, where is the question of ego? Where is the question of credits? We do little good thing and we want everybody to clap for it. We want to be acknowledged and known because we think we have done to somebody. But everything is you. It's like right hand helping the left hand or right leg helping the left leg. How does it make it different? So this idea that everything is you, that is very difficult to comprehend because as bodies we are different. But as bodies, when we talk to each other, think that we are talking to each other like two waves talking to each other in the ocean. The young wave, the old wave, the new wave, the old wave, the big wave, the small wave, the rich wave, so to say, and the poor wave. None of this is real. But when we talk to each other and think of each other like different from ourselves, we are only looking at the waves, two waves, having a conversation. Think like that. We are not trying to be the ocean. But the moment we disappear as waves, we become the ocean. That is the idea. So where is your focus is the question. What are you focusing on? That is the way. Jnani will focus on what he has come to focus on in this world, which is the self. Ajnani will focus on every other thing. Pussycat, where had you been? I had been to London to see the Queen. Pussycat, what did you see there? I saw a mouse under the chair. Because Pussycat's interest is mouse. She's not interested in Queen and her jewelry and that Kohinoor and whatever. We are interested. Another queen would like to go to see the queen, not the mouse, but cat will only see the mouse. Likewise, we become spiritual pussycats. We come to ashram, we go to temples, but what we are watching? All the externals. We are not able to see the essence. We are not able to feel the essence because we are not prepared. Our focus is not there. So focus on that self. When you see people coming to you, look into their eyes and see God. That idea that we are only seeing the self in everything. I am there in you, you are there in me. That is the idea. How? As the self. All are ornaments made of the same gold. If we are all melted away, our bodies and minds disappear, we will all become the same self. Like if all the gold is jewels are melted away, all that will remain is gold. So that is what is our true essence. These names and forms are vacharambha vikarena. Is just for the sake of saying things, we call things differently. This is a bangle, that is a thing. So he says, where is the question of gold finding the difference? Kataka or Angada or Nupuram, which are the various jewelry, whether you have a bracelet or you have an armlet, both are gold only. So gold does not see the difference. Person sees the difference, that is Ajnana. Next is 15.15, which is Ayam Soham, Ayam Naham, Vibhagamiti Santyaja, Sarvamatmeti Nishchitya, Nissankalpaha Sukhi Bhava. Similar idea. Ayam Soham, Ayam Naham. I am so and so, I am not so and so. I am a good man, I am not a bad man. I am a rich man, I am not a poor man. I am an educated man, I am not illiterate. All these ideas of this and that is not right. So, Vibhagam, these divisions that you see, Santyaja, give it up completely. Santyaja, completely give up this idea of differences. Sarvamatmeti Nishchitya, and completely with full conviction, Nishchitya, Sarvam Atmaeti, all this is self only, all this is gold only, not jewels. This jewel, that confusion you give up completely and see the goal. Everything is Atman or self. Nissankalpa. So become free from all thoughts, because when you see differences only, thoughts will arrive. If you don't see any differences, where is the question of any thoughts coming into your mind? If you see things differently, you say, this is a good thing, that is a bad thing. This is a nice thing, that is a not nice thing. All these differences come in your mind, then only all the thoughts also start coming. If you don't see any difference, what is there to think? Nissankalpaha. Become free from thoughts and Sukhi Bhava, become happy. Because thoughtless mind itself is a happy mind. Any thought that comes in the mind disturbs the peace of the mind. Peaceful mind is the happy mind. But no, I get happy thoughts, I feel even more happy. No, they are not real happiness. Real happiness must stay, that should not change, right? But it changes. If you get a happy news, you become very happy that day. You are singing songs, whistling in the corridors, hugging everybody on whomever you meet, bouncing around the whole place. Why? Because some happy news you have heard. But does it mean that you have realized the self? No. The realization of self is that happiness should stay, should not change. That is why I told, our scriptures are very clever. They promise you something at the end because they know our mind wants some incentive. What will I get out of it is the question. If I follow spiritual path, what is the benefit? How is it going to be better than the present situation that I am in? Then they say you will experience Ananda, which is 10 to the power 20 times of a Manushya Ananda. Our Ananda Mimamsa says that. So that greed in mind. Oh, I'll get so much more Ananda. Okay, I want it. Let me work for it. But at the end, what do you go and find there? Nothing. What do you find there? Neither joy nor sorrow. You find a peace, an equanimity, a steady state of existence. Some people may say, oh, that's very boring. That is why Buddhists, they went and said, they're Shunyavadis. When Buddha did all his meditation and found the truth, he said there is nothing at the end. That nihilism or Shunyavada came out of Buddhism. Because the truth is that there is nothing if you compare it with the things of the world. Oh, there is so much of happiness in wealth, money, progeny, relationship. Will realization of self be so much more happiness than this? Then I will work for it. This is how the human mind, very calculative and very transactional thinks. But Buddha did all that thing and finally what he found out, there is nothing at the end. He just called it nothing. We call it everything. That's all is the difference. It's the glass is half full or glass is half empty. Buddhists will say glass is half empty. Hindus will say glass is half full. That's all it is. But both are saying the same thing in two different ways. There is nothing at the end. There is only absolute peace and equanimity. That is the Buddhist way. Hindus also saying the same thing. There is nothing at the end, only peace and equanimity. So that is what you experience. That is Ananda, beyond the Nanda and the Ananda, which is joy and sorrow. There is the state of Ananda, which is a transcendental state, where you don't experience either joy or sorrow. So what kind of state it is? It is, that's all it is. There is no definition to that state. It is simply a avyaya, a steady state of existence where neither there is ups nor there are downs. It's just state. No, that is very boring. If there were a lot of ups there, there's an incentive. But I tell them, you want ups, then you accept the downs also. You want only ups in life, no downs. That doesn't happen. By rule, by definition, it is like that. If you want only happy times, please be ready for the sad times also. So what is the other way? I don't want sad times, then I don't want happy times also. I just want peace. That peace is the state of self. And that self is what he is talking about, that this and that does not exist in that self. It is free from all thoughts because it is one and the same in every situation. It doesn't change. Because it is like that, there are no thoughts in that state of existence. Because there are no thoughts, there is pure joy, which does not change. It remains. Sukham, that Sukham remains. Whenever we are free of thoughts, you see how light we feel. Because the closest we know is deep sleep. In deep sleep, there are no thoughts. In dream sleep, there are thoughts. When you wake up from the dream, either you wake up happy or sad. Sometimes refreshed, sometimes groggy. Why? Because the dream was good or bad. But when you wake up from a deep sleep state, you don't feel groggy, you don't feel tired, you don't even know that you existed, there were no thoughts. So you cannot say that such a thing does not exist as what he is saying, thoughtless state. No, it exists. Every day you experience in deep sleep state. The only problem is that you did not know that that is what is the state because your consciousness was not there. If that was there, you would have enjoyed it. But nevertheless, when you wake up, whatever little experience you have had, you wake up very happy and fresh. Whenever you are thoughtless, you are absolutely happy, absolutely peaceful, absolutely steady. That time in deep sleep, did it matter what sanctions, tariffs Trump has put, or what is India going to go through if the neighboring countries attack, or who is doing what in the country, what is happening in Gaza, what is happening in Ukraine? Who cares? Who knows? You have lost all the thoughts, and absolute peace has descended. And that's why when you wake up, you are refreshed. These jnanis live in that state even while awake. That is the beauty of these jnanis. What's the point in living through an experience and not knowing that was the experience? That you feel even cheated. This is what it was, I didn't even know. It's like you are going and you wanted to meet the king and king just passed by, you did not notice. You will feel miserable. What? This was the king? Is it just passed by? I didn't notice. I didn't know. What a miserable thing. Like that, you just experienced the self, but I did not know that I experienced the self. When was it? During deep sleep state. Oh, how do I experience when I am awake? That all this you have to do. Get rid of all the differences, distinctions, things, and us versus them, this versus that, and get rid of all the thoughts in the head. That is how it would be. Then there is no, like the Henry Ford's T model. You have a choice of colors as long as it is black. What thoughts can you, so you go to a Ford showroom in whatever 40s and ask for a car. They say, we have 10 cars standing over there. But all look same, you will say. He said, because they are same, there is no two different cars. You only produce one car, one model, one color. Now, how much time are you going to spend on choosing it? Not even a second. You say, okay, anyone is okay because all are same. Suppose one was red, one was green, one was blue, one was orange. Then you will start thinking, maybe orange I should, maybe green I should. The husband will say one thing, wife will say another, children will say one more thing. Now bring husband, wife, children, in-laws, the whole community and tell them choose one of the 10 cars. How much time will it take for the community to choose the car? Not even a second. Why? There are no thoughts because everything is same. That is the idea. In this world, this choice, I want this, I don't want this, I like this, I don't like this, it's all your stupidity. It's all the same. Choose any, is the same. That is how Gyanis are not attracted by this. They don't get excited. Oh, this is a new thing, that is an old thing, this is a latest, that is the old fashioned. No. This is sweet, that is sour, this is tangy, that is spicy. No. These are good people, those are bad people, these are ugly people, those are beautiful people. They are rich, they are poor, they are powerful, they are weak. They don't see that. So they are okay with everything. Because they only are seeing the inside. Inside means the real self. That is why this whole problem is not there for such Gyanis. And that is my whole idea, that how do you live in this world? This is how you live in this world. That you see everything as same, then there is no question of you wanting this or not wanting this. The other day I was reading a book. In that the Swamiji was asked, how to overcome this desire for the opposite gender. At a certain age you are struggling with that. He says, Chinmayananda Swamiji, he says by vichara only. Again analysis. What is the analysis? Okay, what am I liking? The skin. Remove the skin. What is left now? One flesh and bones structure. It has no beauty, it has no difference, both look same. If you go to the dissection theater, you will see so many dead bodies are lying there, cadavers. If you remove the skin, they all look the same. Can you then say, I like this cadaver over that cadaver? No, because they all look same. Once you remove the skin, peel it off, what is left inside? They all look same. Then you remove the bones also and flesh also. What is left? Nothing. But you are falling in love with that skin and doing all kinds of things in this world. So that idea, he said, do vichara. What is this body after all? What am I trying to love? What am I falling for? Suppose the skin disappears from the person's body. Can I still love them? Will I still be attracted, infatuated by that? If yes, then you must be ghost or goblin, because only they would like other ghosts. But human beings will not like, right? Impulsive purchases are there, right? There is a marketing principle called impulsive marketing, where people just get attracted because they are placed in the counter in such a way, nice light, nice this, huge advertisement. The moment you say, I want it, you don't think twice. After buying it, you regret. Arey, we bought it in a hurry. Now we don't need it. Simply I wasted so much money. Then you go to the shopkeeper and say, can you take it back? He says, nothing doing. He had set the trap. You fell into the trap. Now you want to come back and return the thing. He says, no return policy here. Once for all, you are done. So these love at first sights, these attractions are like that. Don't go by these movies. They are not real. They are only stories. They don't happen on an everyday basis. Maybe in once in a while such a thing also happened. But at the end of it, they also found the challenges later, right? These happy endings don't exist anywhere. Don't go by these movies. Don't get fooled by them. So idea is that these differences of us versus them, this versus that, is all illusion. If you see the self like the gold and not the jewelry, you will not get confused in this world. You will live a peaceful, happy, relaxed and steady life. No fluctuations in your life.